Hello, and welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I'm Laz. I'm the very odd guy who sits in front of the camera for the next period of time and does hobbying things. Because, yeah, I'm. Don't ask me why this is therapy. Please don't ask me why this is therapy, but it is. It seems to work and it lets me concentrate. So, hey, let's do it. Evelyn, hello, welcome in. And you actually come in right at the start. Good evening. Good evening. You not only have you come in at the right at the start of the stream, you've also come in right at the start of the actual project as well. In this case, um, good evening, Buzzard as well. Good evening, Buzzard. As you can see by the mess on my desk, I'm going to change my camera a little bit for those who can't quite see. I should just move it over really. I have quite a lot of things on my desk at the moment because we are starting a new project, and this project is ambitious in a different way to the magical world of Sparkles and Oak. That was my first world type of build, to build a varying terrain display piece diorama. This one, however, sorry, I'm just waiting to join portrait mode as well because I can't see everybody's thingy up on. Oh no, it is. It's coming up. Awesome. So hopefully that will work. Good evening, Ali. Good evening. Thank you for coming to join us. I'm sure you are absolutely shattered from work, so I hope just when you need to go to bed, please don't feel bad about it. Cause yes. Also, regarding the putting people's links in, you're a bit too good at that. I need some practice, so I'm gonna take over that for a bit, if you don't mind, please. I'm asking you permission, essentially. It's my channel. Lee, good evening. Good evening. How you doing, mate? What you working on while I'm chatting away? Is out of curiosity, because I believe you said you've been doing something else. Ah, crap! No. I almost got to hear my own voice then. Oh Jesus, no, that was not a good one. Right. I found lots of things today, including my wet palette. I found my wet palette. Yes. I'm not going to need it tonight, but I found it. What I'm looking for is... I'm looking for a book that I can jot these things down in. Because just like the magical world, this one I want to have I'm not going to go in completely blind. I've got a few ideas, and I'll talk through them specifically regarding some of the characters, particularly the drummer and one of the guitarists, but I think I've already talked about that, and hopefully we'll get to start building the base for those at some point. But we need to plan first. Now I already know what the base thing was. And if I can find it, actually seeing as that's working, that is actually pretty good. Because I can just get the picture on my phone and I can put my phone here and then you can all see. Can I make that any smaller so I don't have to use it? Oh yes I can. Awesome. That's even better. So now I have more room and I can definitely see the chart a bit easier. Oh, you're watching Ireland play France in rugby. You should win that one, shouldn't you? I know France won the Rugby World Cup, and France are not bad at rugby, but as far as I'm aware, you're pretty damn good. Hello to anyone watching in portrait mode, by the way. I'm running this in 2 streams. I'm running this both in portrait mode, as you're obviously watching, and I've got a horizontal stream as well. So if you're wondering why some of the chat's a bit weird, it's because the writing's over the chat thing, and it's a pain. It is an absolute pain. I can see what you're typing, but you may not be able to see the horizontal. So if I'm talking about someone else, it's because they're on that one. Anyway, I need to find this picture to show you. Oh, I forgot to take my phone right off again. Pictures. I've forgotten how to use my phone. How do you use my phone? I'm kind of semi-serious here as well. How do you... Oh, wow, that's a lot of photos. That is a lot of photos. It's no wonder my phone's been running a bit slow. Where is it? It didn't get sent through WhatsApp. It is not in... Where is this photograph? Is it on the screenshots? No. It's not on the camera because I've not taken a picture of it in the condition that it's in. Oh dear. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you should, but he's, at the moment they seem to be kicking your ass. That's not a good one. Right, I'm going to have to go find this picture from possibly the original source. Is that the original source? I'm hoping Discord is actually the original source. If it is, that is awesome. Where are you? Oh, yes, there you are. It's a rather blurry photo, I'm afraid. Unless they did send me a higher resolution one, I think. No, that's when I show him that. Haha, yes, he did. Okay. A slightly higher resolution one. But it'll do. It will do. So, this is the stage that Steve originally sent me when he had it. And over a period of time, it didn't look like that anymore. So, yeah, I forgot one thing. That needs to go higher than everything else. So I can still, yeah. Hello, Haley. Hello, and boy, hello. Good evening. Welcome in. We're just having a bit of a chat about. Let me move that slightly. In fact, I can put it over there for a moment. So yeah, this is the stage that Steve. There we go. Don't try and do clicky things on the fly, people. It is not funny. Okay, that's the original stage that Steve sent me. But that's when he had it. When he actually sent it to me, it wasn't in quite as good condition, and there wasn't as many grots. There is still the grot at the top, which has got his arms all flayed out, and the singer is still there, the Ork, which is obviously, I will show you in a moment. I've stripped the colours down off it because, Steve, as good as you are, that paint job wasn't that great, mate. That paint looked like it had been, that was thick paint. And I have other ideas for his paint scheme. So, and I'm going to change him a little bit as well. But I do have one of the other Orks as well, and the lights were all intact. That's a good thing. I do have some of the actual the structures around the edge, and I still have all the cones as well. The cardboard was sagging a little and wasn't holding weight, and so I've kept and quite a lot of the card bits actually as well. Now that I think about it, so I've kept quite a lot. I have kept quite a lot. Wrong thing. Dumbass. There we go. Right, so I've kept quite a lot of that, which is all in the box down here next to me, except for obviously the singer. As I said, I have stripped him down, and I've got ideas for what I want to do to him, which should be relatively simple really. It's just I need to give him a bit more lift on his base, so I'm going to think about sculpting him somehow onto this just to raise him up a little bit, and possibly make it so I can put lights somewhere around it. I'm not sure. I've got lots of ideas for this one, so I'm not sure what's actually going to happen. But what I do know is we do know the basics. We do know how big I wish to make it, what the floor size is going to be, because we have the base. And we know roughly some of the scales that we're going to be using, because as I said, I've got stuff down there in the box that I can use to do it. So now we've got to plan this thing, and we did start the sparkles a note like this in case anyone forgot. which was essentially more drawing and looking at stuff. But in this case, it's not too bad because you're going to get to see models and things. If I can remember where the bloody hell I put the Sky Shield landing pad. Oh, don't tell me I've lost that in on cleanup. Where the friggin' Nora's? I appear to have lost the Sky Shield landing pad. I'm not sure how the fucking hell I've lost that. Is it in... How... Where the hell could I have put that thing where I can no longer find it? Aha! I can find it. So, this is going to be the base. So we know the size of this. On this, we're going to have, hopefully, a stage area either here or here. Which may mean that I need to raise this up, put this on something so I can make external areas and then build them up. Ideally, though, I'd like to be able to work within some of these confines for things like the speakers and the stage and multi-tier almost. So, my idea, looking at it like this, those look like two ideal places to put the speakers. As far as I'm concerned, they look absolutely friggin' perfect. So, I'm going to raise that up slightly and then have the speaker here and here. So they will be standing hopefully about yay tall across. Okay. On top of them, on each one of them is going to have a guitarist, either a bassist or the guitarist, one or the other. I'm going to make at least two. For this section, which is going to be other part of probably the main actual stage, there's going to be a lower section, which is going to have him on it as the lead singer, front and center, and there's going to be a race section that'll probably cap out somewhere where the Orks are on the speakers, because he's going to be stood up a little bit on a stage, and then there's going to be another one back here with the drummer. So that means I've got to build a drum kit, and I've already got ideas for that, as I've said, and I've got to build the Orks that are going to do this, but I've also got to try and think about space. So as opposed to, because if I'm having a speaker there and a speaker there, I might want to bring this out so far. So I've got him stood here, but if he's on the larger bass now, will he still fit there, and is that enough room to fit a drum kit and an Ork which is on a bass about that size? I don't think it's going to work that way, is it? Plus, we're not 100% sure on the dimensions of the speakers either. It might be better off putting the speakers there and the speakers there, and then having the... Or do we extend it? Do we just extend it backwards and have the stage area? Oh, there's so much to do. Do we just make half of it the stage area? And put the speaker... Right, that's something I'm only going to be able to find out once I've got the speakers, isn't it? And I've got the setup to find out if I can do it. So, that's what I'm thinking overall as the general. So it's going to be lead singer, drummer, guitarist, and speakers under the guitarist, and lights are going off behind the lead singer and underneath the drummer. All the buttons will be roughly where the drummer is on either side to connect, turn on, power, yada yada. I'm going to have to extend it unless I can put the board flat at the back on one of the piece of perspex that comes with the speaker system. Hopefully that still works. And has my chat stopped? I don't think so. Okay, fair enough. So that's what I'm thinking so far. So that means I've already got the singer. at least built to a certain degree. I do need to clip him off that base and put him on this thing though. And I don't think that's going to actually take his feet. So I may just trim down the base down to the level that it's at and use that as a cover. And that might be the easy way to do it. Yeah, I think I'll do that first. Now, unlike the bases that I got with the models from the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak, this one is actually going to be difficult to trim down because the other ones just went ping because they were really, really badly printed. These ones, however, I'm gonna have to clip down with clippers. And luckily, when I cleared out underneath my desk looking for squigs, which I've still not found the actual squigs I was looking for, but I have found something that might work. I'm just gonna have to have a look, and that might be the one thing we do tonight as well. But yeah, I was looking for squigs essentially, and I've still not found the specific one I was looking for. But I have found others, and I'm not particularly happy about having to cut them up. So I've found potential replacements, but I don't think they're gonna work because they're missing certain parts. So we'll have to see. I'm hoping I can get it to work, because I don't want to chop up the squig riders. I want to keep a full unit of squig riders. They're excellent for D&D. Goblins riding meatballs with teeth and legs. What's not to like about that? Okay, so we should be able to glue him directly onto there, which will at least give us a base that's comparable to the others, I believe. We did. Yeah, let's open the bases anyway, because we need to see if it's comparable. If it is the same size. I hope it is. It should be. Even if it's a little bit bigger, it's not too bad. No, that's fine. It completely covers it. So it'll be acceptable as a base topper. Trim these down, and it should sit flush into pretty much anything I need it to. Awesome. I need glue. Do I have a glue unclogger? I do have a glue unclogger. Behind that, there it is. Yeah. No, don't do this on camera. Don't do this, kids. If you need to unclog your glue, make sure you get your parents to do it for you. Ideally, the one who smokes, because they're going to be able to do it easier. So, glue. Glue, 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 glue. Glue, 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 glue. All the way around the edge of the base. See? That way we can at least get some kind of contact, and hopefully it'll help melt this base a little bit to help it squidgy on. Right. Stay there. Stay. Goodbye. Right. Now, I'm going to have to put some 40k stuff on him. So I'm going to have to find my 40k Ork bits box. Which I think I actually know which one it is, but I'm not 100% sure. If I knew where everything was, I wouldn't have lost my swigs, would I? So I'm going to have to look for more of my 40k Ork bits. Just to put a few shoulder paddy things on and a few... Which is why I've got some of the mechanical choppers, and hopefully this is going to go towards a guitar. That just looks fun for a guitar. If I can chop that off and get him playing it that way around, that looks fun. Hello! Dang it. I'm going to have to make that bigger. I can't see it. Christine, hello. Yes, I do. And Kirsty, I also remember you as well. Welcome in, hello. Still not doing much because it's part one of building basically another bloody diorama. The last one took me a year, remember? So Don't expect anything speedy on this one. This is just the starting out bits. Got ideas, still in box. Right, so he's drying on there. I want to make that into a guitar. That's as far as I've got telling you about planning. Okay. Why I was talking about squigs. Squigs are these things. And essentially, usually the other half of them is just a back with legs. That's it. It's a big mouth with legs and nose and eyes. It runs up and eats things. And sometimes if it's run up against an orc, the orc might eat it. That's what they're for. Sometimes you strap bombs to them and send them running off into battlefields and see what they blow up. It might be a tank, it might be a mate. Who cares? It's a laugh. They're great. Squigs are awesome. So I found a couple of squig faces that I didn't use when I put these squigs together. And I want to try and turn that into the kick drum. So my first idea, so I don't have to butcher up the actual squig riders and get a squig with legs, is to essentially, which one was the shallow one again? Yeah, that one's probably the shallowest. Essentially put a ball of epoxy in the back there and I kind of attach it to the front of that. But the reason I was looking for my squigs is I wanted the one that's got the Gretchen sticking out of its mouth. And it's not fair I can't have that one because I can't find them. But I can have that one, which would be a nice kick drum, I think. But then I've got to build the rest of the kit around it. And I need to see if that's actually going to be big enough for a kick drum, or do I need to upscale it to something more that scale. Because the actual orc himself is absolutely huge. I've got to build the orc first to find that out. Same with the guitar. How big is the guitar going to be, and other things like that. Because I don't know if a shoulder pad for a Space Marine will get away as a tom or a crash. So, but as you can see, I've dug out lots of bits just to help me orcify them into the 40k universe as opposed to the Age of Sigma universe, which is where I'm building the base of the band from. Speaking of which, I think we should get on with that. I need to at least build the drummer, I think, to get a good idea of stuff. I'm here, which is more than I thought I'd be. I mean, I don't just mean physically, I mean, I'm paying attention as well, Kirsty, kind of. I don't even know, I'm a bit late to your question. Yeah, I'm here now, which is more than I thought I'd be tonight. I'm doing well. So let's have a look at these orkies. Because there's lots of bits and they're all weird and like sword arm and stuff. And it's going to be things like these arms that I change to put onto stuff like this. So I might find something that I can use as a handle to go around here just to fill in that joint, and that's where the hand will end up holding it in whichever way round it ends up, because it's quite versatile, that piece. So it's going to be a lot of modifications, but the actual orc body and legs should be pretty easy to do. You have a good night, Ali. Thank you for coming in. Thank you very much. And you have good sleep. If you're leaving on me on for ASMR, I'll try not to be too loud. So let's try and build some orc, guys. So these are the Ork Brutes. These are the ones that I'm using as a baseline. Now, we want to build certain ones. Certainly the drummer has a certain aspect to him, and we need to find out which parts go with which. So we need to make sure we remember to keep hold of these instructions, essentially. So what we want to build is somebody waving around those two weapons. But I'm not sure about which of the torsos I want to do. I think that torso might be better off with those arms as the drummer. Again, even basic building instructions, I'm not taking them to how they want to be. I've got no idea what those things mean. Those are the rules for Age of Sigmar. I've never played Age of Sigmar. So how do we build the orc body that we want? So the only difference they're saying is that setup, is the spears or the not spears. That's good. Everything else is pretty simple. So to build one Ork, and what does he end up looking like? Which one is he? He's not the one we want. Neither's number 2, if you look at the way he's stood. Not the one we're looking for. What should be number 5? I bet you shoot is number 5. Yeah, told you. Is it number 5? Ah, I'm gonna have to go looking at the back, on the bloody back again. No, it's not number 5. Number 5's the. So what is it we're looking for? We're looking for the. We're looking for the dual sword one. Why should that have been the first one? No, the first one is. No, the first one's the spike mace, and he's not having the spike mace. You can go shove it. So where's the second one? No, the second one's the spike mace. What? Don't confuse me like this. Unless that's... No, that's just building the bodies, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So which body do we want? In this case, it doesn't really matter. There's not much between them. Shoes or not shoes? We'll go for B, because he's got shoes. And... oh, we can have an optional peg leg apparently as well. So we'll go for B, which will be a nice fun start. So we need to find 15. Which hopefully is going to be in the same sprue as 2. Yeah, there is. Ah, the light's not getting it. There you go, 15. Which is that section. And that's why we have the optional peg leg. I had snips around here earlier. Where the friggin' hell have they gone? Ah, they're there. So we're going to need to build this guy, so we've got a scale for the drummer. And if these are just way too big, I may have to augment the leader a bit more. 15 and 14. Oh, okay. Sometimes they go 16, sometimes they go 14. Okay. There it is, up next to the big axe. I've built a lot of models this week. Not painted that many, but I've built a lot. I mean, I've done some shoulder pads essentially this week. That's it. Not a very productive week on painting. More productive on reading. Okay, so this slots together like so. So yeah, it's kind of down the middle. And I had it right a minute ago as well. It is that. How did I get it right first time and now can't get it right? Yeah, so that goes together like that. Glue. Which is no longer red hot. And is no longer bleeding working either. Is the other one working? Sometimes this actually just works straight off the bat. No. I need my glue gun glagger again. Thank you. And now let's glue them together. I've just glued right down the wrong side because I'm an idiot. I am. I'm an absolute moron sometimes. I am an idiot and I've just glued all the way down the wrong side. So now not only is my finger in the squidgy side of the glue, it's also got glue on the wrong side. Getting distorted. But glue's back on. Right. Now which bit do we need? Oh, I would choose a complicated one, wouldn't I? So he needs 19 to go on his back. And which is that bit. And he needs 18 to go as his crotch cloth. And then he needs either 16 or 17. Do I want a drummer with a peg leg? No, I think I should save that for a guitarist. Do I get that option with any other build? No. You son of a... I'm building a guitarist now. Great. Thank you very much. You give me one option for a peg. You give peg leg option. You only give one fucking guy. Peg leg's got to be on the basis of the guitarist. Sorry. If you've got to have a peg leg, you need to see it. No point having a peg leg and not showing it off, especially if you're in a rock band. Come on, think, people, think. Where's 18, by the way? Sorry about that. Yeah, bit rambly. Very, very strange tonight. As I said, therapy. If it makes for amusement though, then, and somebody else wishes to wash it, wash it. Nope, the models are quite clean, thank you. Watch it, then I am more than happy to have you here. And please don't be scared of talking or chatting. I will respond, that's why I keep checking up at the screen. Depending what you say depends on my response though. So that is something to bear in mind. Yeah. Scheiße. I've got no idea what that actually means. But it's slightly better than swearing for a change, I suppose. You might be swearing in a different language, but at least I'm not doing it in English. And if it is swearing in a different language, I'm doing it by mistake. And I'm not actually... Yeah. See, makes sense in my head. Come on, catch up. Fagrim. Yeah. See, lots of different orcs. This time I'm building a guitarist. I thought I was building a drummer, but I'm building a guitarist. He's not going to get his guitar tonight because I've got to build his bloody guitar. But yeah, I'm getting a guitarist. And now I need part 16 because is that the foot? I've lost the bloody damage of Sigmar Orcs. Why have you got to be pain in the ass? 16, yes. Which is his foot. Oh no, it's his peg leg I want 17. This is the whole point, he's going to be the guitarist because he's got a peg leg. He's the only one who can have a peg leg. So of course he's having a peg leg. Where's 17? These son of a bitches, there's 16. Where's that? Oh, there it is. There it is. Found his peg leg. I'm happy now. That is a good question. How is everybody else doing this evening? I'm doing functional. I'll take that. That's a win. Look, if I get to go to the therapist and come back functional, I'm happy. So he gets a peg leg. So he's got to have either a guitar or a bass. Tempted to give him the bass, and I'm really tempted to make that the bass. You're not going to be able to see this poor orc behind his guitar, and you're going to understand fully why he's got a peg leg, because he dropped it one day. Right, do you tell me how to put a front on this thing? No, you then tell me to glue into a base. How do I put fronts? You don't tell me to put fronts on until you tell me to put weapons on. And I don't like that. Because that implies that weapons are linked to fronts. So if he's going to be a guitarist, I need him to have... Now we just move straight on to 2 and 3. So I'm assuming that means you can take any of the fronts and slap them onto any of the fronts, any of the backs. I think. Yeah, these are. Or is it no? Certain ones have to go with certain ones. These make no sense whatsoever. I do not like these instructions for the Age of Sigmar models. I just want to choose a front to go on in. And I want it to be a cool, funky looking front. And I don't want to have to attach arms to him. And I want it to be able to take spears. And I have no idea how to tell if it'll take spears or not. So in this case it's green. Or 7 because you can only build one of them. So you can build 6 green ones. If I follow 6 is route of building. How does that say to build the fronts? It doesn't tell me how to build the fronts, it just tells me how to put the arms on. Ah, it does there. So 83, 4, 5, 6, 7 will just clip on as fronts, and then you can choose variations of front. Right, now I understand. Whew. That was hard work. That was really hard work. Right, now we understand how to do it. Okay. But you're not getting those heads. Sorry. Where's the head I want for him? I've already found the head that I want for one of the... I want the bases to have that head. Either that head or... Where's the other one gone? I got that. Aha, there it is. Or that head. I've not... Depending on the scale of the model, I've not decided fully. And I have another one for somebody else somewhere as well. As I said, I've already been rummaging through bits to find things that I can potentially... Ah, there it is. Yeah, I've got like Mech Boy head as well, just to help get it into the 40k setting. My happy place. This is where I am. I'm in therapy. This is why it's therapy. It's my happy place. Well, one of them. It's a way to take me to a happy place anyway. Right, haha. Me believes that might be the shitload of torsos that we need. And then we just need to attach heads to them. So particularly matter as long as you don't go for 71 or 70, whatever that one is who's got an actual full head and looks really friggin' derpy. I'm the one that got hit. Yeah, he's the one that annoys the boss the most, but he's too thick to actually go down. So I'm not having him. I might have him on technical if I've got enough to spare. Essentially turn him into a glorified run hood. But I need the torso, and then I need to pick the head for a guitarist. Bass guitarist. Does that actually fit in there like it says it does? Does it fit in like it's... Oh, that's going to be a pain in the... Oh, it does fit in there though, and it's a bit too bloody snug for my liking. So I can't get it back out to glue. At least I can't not glue the right bit this time now, because he's pretty much built together. And then he can go on a bass, and then I've got a rough idea of what room I've got for his bass. And how I'm going to work his hands up thereafter. Head. If he's going to be carrying that, then I think he should have the mech head. So I'm going to have to clip whatever that thing is at the bottom down there off. Crunch, crunch. Kaboom. Does that go on now? Almost. I'm going to have to build Derpy now, aren't I? And that's going to have to be his name. Well, it can't be his name. It's what I've called Koraidon in Pokemon. Because that's Derpy as well. So it can't be called Derpy. An Orc equivalent to Derpy. Just give me a reason to use it with less of them, and he's not getting front armour. He's just getting ahead. So now I need front armour. And that is either... Oh, fuck me. That's a lot of different options. What head? Well, I was going to say what head did I go for, but I went for Dingy head, didn't I? So, what's on this one? Probably none now have picked it up. 63 and 64? Yeah, that'll do. No idea which way around it's supposed to go on though. It doesn't actually give me an indication. It shows you one of them. And then it's just kind of, yeah, guess the rest, you dickhead. Nice of them, isn't it? I don't like Age of Sigmar instructions. I've come to that conclusion. Hachette do better instructions than GW when it comes to Age of Sigmar. Mainly because they only get easy build models and one weapon selection. But when you do get the full kit, they tell you one way to build it. At least then it's a little bit easier because they're giving you full instructions on how to build it. Now, I've got no idea how I glued these two pieces together. It's like this. I've chose the one with the smallest joint. I chose the one with the smallest connection point. Of course I have. Right, so this is going to have that just there. That is the only bit that's going to have a connection point. Hello, not funny really. I'm not painting anything. This is basically this. I've just finished a diorama build for Dungeons and Dragons characters for my partner, which has got 35 characters. Took me about a year to build. And tonight is the start of a new build, a new project, a long-term project. Whereas on Mondays I'll bounce and just do little things. This is going to be a dedicated project. In this case, it's going to be a Warhammer 40,000 Ork Stage with Ork rockers and things on it, and got Bluetooth speakers, and it's got lights, and it's going to have lights if they ever bloody turn up. They have arrived in England, but they're not here yet. Got another couple of weeks, I think. Oh, this is just such a pain in the ass. Yeah, I don't like Age of, but I am using Age of Sigmar brutes as the base for the band. So it is orcs. It's definitely going to be orcs. It's just, so for instance, you don't usually get a mech head, for instance, on a Age of Sigmar orc. So I'm actually going to let that thing dry before I glue it on the front of him. Right. So that's my peg-legged mech bassist. He started. Now I need to go back and build a different one to be the drummer now, because that's the one I wanted to build in the first place. And I can't figure out how to use Age of Sigmar fucking instruction. Right. Which ones did we use in the first place? I don't even know which ones we used in the first place. Did we use 1, 2, and whatever? No, we didn't. No, we're starting at that one. So this time, we're going to be smart and have a look at what the actual differences are between the bloody models when I'm going to put them. I see he's got bare feet. He's got bare feet, so I'm not too sure about that. He might end up being derpy. So it's either the first one, the third one, or the fourth one for the drummer. Well, he's supposed to be getting ready to kick the squig. So I think I'll go for this one because he's got his foot a bit further back, like he's ready to kick the kick drum. So 41 and 42 for this bit, and then 45. So 1, 2, 3. Where's 44? Don't confuse me like that and go 3, 5. Don't. Son of a. 1, 2, 3, 5. God's sakes. This is definitely orcs in it. Cannot count. Cannot count. So yeah, that's what the start of this project is. Not funny, really. That's interesting name. No idea how long this project's going to take me. Probably bloody months, because they'll only do it on Thursday nights on lives. But it's going to take a while. And then eventually I'll be able to put it as scenery when I'm playing my orcs, and that'll be quite cool, I think. Because I'll be able to Bluetooth my music through it. Anyway, where was it up to? I've forgotten. Sidetracked. 41. Yeah, he's going to be that one. It's there, but it kind of looks like it could be there, but that looks like 50, so 41. And then we need 42. Found that out a minute ago, didn't we? I don't know, I've already forgotten. So what factions do you play? Not funny. And good evening, Francois. Good evening, welcome in. And which games do you play? Do you play Sigmar? Do you play 40k? I generally only collect 40k, but I do have some Sigmar models. But I tend to use them for D&D rather than Warhammer. Look, giant suits of armour with spears is fun. Especially when you do it as like animated armour. Or spectral armour or something like that. So it's not a human, you can make it a bit larger than life. You can turn it into a larger creature if you wish. And having loads of goblins helps as well. That's why I didn't want to actually cut up one of the squig riders for the kick drum, and I'm going to try and just use the front of a squig. Which should probably get my start on, but I need to find out the size of a drummer. And find out if the kick drum will be the right size. In fact, I can already do that while that's drying. So if you're the drummer, and you're going to be on there, ready to smack crap out of drums, is that going to be a good size kick drum? Sorry, so is that a good sized kick drum for a drummer, essentially? I think that is. I think that's not a bad sized kick drum. So if I can just double up those and file and cut them and file them down a bit so they're a bit more close together, and then thingy epoxy being in the back of that and have that in there, I think that could make a nice square kick drum. That's the plan for that. Awesome. We have ideas forming. We have ideas forming. Well, we had ideas forming anyway. It's just now we have been told that we can do it. We can. I've forgotten which which. Which one's got all the torsos on? Who's got the boobies? There you are. That's the one with the boobies. And there's Derpy. He'll definitely be getting the other leg. Where is it? Whatever that last one was. He'll be getting done last. So I'm going to take a normal one out and... Right, so if this is going to be the drummer, do we want... Drummers never want to be seen doing this though. The drummer's going to be wearing a mask and goggles. Clamshell plastic. I'm not sure what's clamshell plastics. But Francois, you're going to have to tell me what that is. I'm not sure what that is. I'm stupid to remember. Or if I can remember that, I'm... Ah, shit. Nearly got me. Nearly got me. Little bugger. That's just a kick drum. I've got to give him some kind of either snare, and definitely got to have a tom. And he's going to need a crash and a cymbal. Packaging plastic. No, I'm just going to use squidgy. I've still got two of them little squidgy balls of epoxy resin. Well, not epoxy resin, yeah. Them things that I used last time, I can just stuff them in the back of it and make them kind of go in. I've got a feeling I've forgotten a piece that's supposed to go in here to make it really easy for this to actually go. But me being me, I've forgotten to put it in. See, he's missing his crotch drop. Where's his crotch drop? I can't remember which one I was building now. It's... Shit, which one was I building? 40 something. Is it 40 something? I'm going to go find out now which one's missing. 41, 42, yeah. So I forgot to put in 43. Crotch cloth. Dick drop. Whatever you want to call it. Do orcs have penises? They're supposed to be funguses. So I'm going to guess not. Which is why they're all boys. Because they just want to fight. They're the boys. 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 And they fight. They fight. What was it up to? Oh yeah. 45 because he's got to have the thing on his back. 45, there it is. I'm not quite. Good evening, Graham. He was gonna sand dice, but I think I'm hitting. I'm assuming that was supposed to be fuck it. Fair enough. You probably should sand dice, but if you can't be asked, you can't be asked. But you never know, once you start, you might be like, no, this is I can get into this a bit, it's not as bad, and it might be a little bit therapeutic. Shit, I go on YouTube and do building stuff and talk to myself sometimes and talk to all of you as well, and build models. So I'm not exactly the best point of call when it comes to going, yeah, you've got good ideas, you. I do it as therapy, so yeah. The kick drum has wood on. I know it has wood on a wheel one. No, I don't want any wood on it. It's an Ork drum. It works through belief. It's an Ork drum. It works through the Ork. What? Ork guns don't work because they're functional. Ork guns works because Orks believe they do. Same thing with the instruments. There is no reason why you should ever get the sound of a bass out of that thing holding it like that as where you're strumming, and yeah, there's no way would you ever get this. But it's gonna sound like a bass because the Ork believes it does. Orks are fucking awesome. So, although I'm using Age of Sigmar Orks as the base, yeah, it's very much 40k rooted. Very much 40k rooted. Oh, where the fuck have I just put with? Ah, there it is. So, being a drummer, he doesn't want to have his face seen, so he's going to be the one that. He's going to be the one that wears the mask and the goggles. Because Orks never. Drummers never get seen. Drummers are always forgotten and missed. You're at the back. The bassists get laid. The lead singers always get laid. The guitarist always gets laid. Everyone forgets about the drummer. Mask, goggles, can't see him. The mystery art drummer. Who's a tank? Just saying, compared to his head, his body's gonna, yeah, he's gonna look. He's gonna look pretty brutal compared to. Oh, I'm hoping I've managed to get all knobs in there. Good evening, Northern. What do you mean heresy? An Ork rock band. It's an Ork rock band. Heresy or not, it fucking rules. So we have start the bassist, start the drummer. Oh no, I forgot. Oh no, I haven't forgotten. I've just not. Because I let it dry, didn't I? So before I put that on him, I'm going to have to clip the other ones out. And I can't remember how I'll go find those and where they are. Where are they again? What part of these ridiculous... There they are. 34 and 30. They all have ridiculously small joints. Okay, well, I'll just see which one's on this one then. 34 and 35. Excellent. That's 34. Where the hell is 35? That's 33. 33 is not even listed! Unless it's somewhere else and it's not part of that. But still, where's 35? There's 55. That's a shoulder pad though. Nope, we're going to go for 46 and 47 because I can find them. That's them two there. Oh, Heresy is the band name. The Anonymous. Hey, I'm on this expedition for the Nova Corporation, and Shadow slipped inside my friend's suit, and they're piloting his corpse. Then you should call the Inquisition. They'll send a nice little bunch of demon hunters over there. Have you got in no time? Just might even send it all back to the web. Sorted, not a problem. You don't want to send the Orks. You don't want to call the Orks and send them because no, they're just gonna find that amusing and probably try and get it drunk and then blow it up with a squig because, well, they thought he was gonna catch it and eat it, but he didn't. Still good I couldn't find the squig that I want. Ah, well. Ah, Where have they gone? At least they're easy. Ow! It didn't hurt, it's just annoying. At least they didn't. At least they're easy to find them. Grey plastic on grey plastic. The anomaly. Sorry, it's the anomaly. I called you anomalous. Sorry. I'm not anomalous. I didn't call you anomalous. I thought I called you anonymous. I said the anomaly. Sorry. I've not got my glasses on, and that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Even though I'm reading the numbers out of that book, which are way smaller than the comment things on my screen at the moment. I'm not sure what to call it as a band name, in fairness, Northern, because Steve did give me the lead. He did name the lead singer himself, and I kind of want to keep that name, which is Fatboy Warfast. And I'm not sure what to put as a band to go with Fatboy Warfast, because it is a bit of an odd name. And sorry, I'm not doing this on camera. I'm sat here holding these to dry, and I'm not even doing it on camera for your amusement and enjoyment. How dare I? I stuck to my finger now. Right, okay, let that dry now, and that's going to go on the drummer. And now we've just got to glue this bit onto this. So this is supposed to somehow slot in up there. Where the fuck is that supposed to go? No, seriously, how the hell am I supposed to put that on? Right, I'm supposed to glue it into what looks like his inverted nipples. Which means that's got to go much further in. And is there anything off his head blocking it? I don't think so. But it's not making contact with that inverted nipple. Aha, there we go. There we go. So it is doable. Excellent. Ooh. Fatboy Warfast and the Boomdackers. Where's the book? I think we have it. Francois has cracked that one. Fat Boss even. Warfast. And the Boomdackers. I'm gonna have to try and do a sign that lives up to that. Yep, nope, that's it. We have a name. Cliff Richard had the Shadows. Fatboy Warfast has the Boomdackers. I'm going to put the glue in his inverted nipples, and then I'm going to try and angle this thing back up inside where it was a minute ago, because that was an absolute pain in the ass to get in. There we go. Bassist name. Not got one yet, but we've got Fatboy Warfast already. Or Fat Boss Warfast. Right, so now we need to glue the other one onto the drummer, and then we can look into actually making the drum kit, because that's about the only bit I'm confident with starting at the moment. And then maybe we can move on a bit and maybe even start looking at how to work the bass onto him, onto the other one. So he's going to have to be stood further back. Right, where's that epoxy stuff? There it is. No gloves. Please don't copy me. I can't call them smashing beakies. I think Buzzard might take offence by that. Even though I know you mean beakies to mean space marines. Yeah. Smashing Beaky Buzzard may take issue with. I call them smashing beakers. Just, you know, don't particularly wish to insult my friends during this. Oh, sweet, Francois. No worries. You have fun doing Dark Tide Live. I've been meaning to pick that up, actually, because it does look like a fun game. And starting from scratch now is going to be, I think, a little bit easier than if I was already invested. What, you have fun. You have fun. So yeah, Fargrim, Northern, it ain't the Smashy Beaky. Nope. The Boomdackers, because I do like the Boomdacker Snazwagon. Just the name of the Boomdacker Snazwagon makes me smile. So just go Boomdacker, yeah. Boomdacker, 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 Boom. See, it's just fun. It's just fun. You can't help it. Yeah. Right. So we get some epoxy and we squidge it in the back of him. Then we rip a big chunk off because we don't need that much. We just need to be able to kind of squidge it on the head of the, and make up the head and the back of the squig, really. So we don't need loads. Yeah, no worries, man. I don't know when I'll be getting a copy. It's gonna have to be on sale on Steam, and at a ridiculous discount. I don't know if it is actually at the moment. It might even be at the moment. But yeah, one thing with Dark Tide, it's another one of them, like Vermintide, which I did get to play briefly with multiplayer. Some missions you do need to be in multiplayer on that, so I did get to play that briefly, and I enjoyed that. And obviously, because I enjoyed the 40k universe, I'm thinking I might enjoy the Ogren. He's more my mentality, shall we say. Now we need to texture that a bit. So we're going to do that with the teeth. And the skin and stuff from the other one. And now we need to find the one with the big recess, which is that one. Oh, was it? No, I wanted to do it into that one, didn't I? And now we squidge that in there. And find something to poke stuff back in. Oh, I forgot I was going to do that. I need to get that to be the mic stand somehow. I need to somehow get that incorporated into the mic stand. I think I have a lot of spare grey. I have a lot of Grey Knight bits because I got given a Grey Knight army and I don't want a Grey Knight army, so I'm just using it for bits and Space Marines. Because, well, why not? Right, now do I do it that thick? No, I think I'm going to have to cut it down to make it thinner, so that the main bulk fronty thing is going to be the squig itself. So I'm going to have to cut them down. Probably should have done that before I put the squig in, but oh well. Obviously, if Dark Tide is an offer at the moment, I'm not quite going to be able to pick it up, because if I buy it, I'm going to instantly want to download, and that's going to take a crap load of bandwidth. Kind of relying on every little scrap of bandwidth I can get at the moment. So that's that one chopped down. And no, I'd rather lose the vent than the others. Oh, wait a minute. A kick button! Oh, he's got a kick button. it's going to have a kick button. And it's going to be painted bright red. Oh, kick button. I'm going to have to go apologise to Sparkles. Sorry for all the plastic flying around the room. There is loads of it just going ding, ding, boom. Oh, well. It's all part of the process. Right, he's got a kick button. He boots that and the squid goes. Rah! I need to make sound effects. This is gonna be so not good. Because I want to be able to wire this up at the wedding. Along with the DJ, but separately I've got this wired up so I can just... I don't think Sparkles is going to let me, but I want to. It would be hilarious for me and anyone else who got it. Good night, Graham. Good night. No worries. Go get yourself some bed. Make sure, before you go to bed, make sure you get something hot and lemony and maybe some Sudafed or something just to help you get through. It is a good idea. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it works. And I know you're not supposed to tell people to take drugs, but in this case it's medicine. And it's one of the few things I think actually works, apart from Cavonia. Cavonia just kills your throat. That's why that works. Right, so kick drum. We should then be able to fit on there with him. Right at the very front. Greenskins, looking for a fight. Greenskins, up all night. Oh, cramping through the night. Greenskins ain't too good at reading, you know. Did they take a lot? Nah, we can count. You go 1, 2, 3, 4 lots. See? Easy. Squid think they're bloody stupid. Grots think they're stupid because they say you count more than that. That ain't too ready to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You got more than 4, you got a lot of heads you can fighting off. Oh, see, be good. We's not fighting though. We's making music. Damn it, Fargrim, you sent me down that thingy again. Oh well. It is what it is. Right, I need something to be a tom or a snare. Or I at least need something here, and then a crash and a hi-hat. So I need 2 more drums, because obviously he's got 2 hands. He wants to hit. If he's kicking, then he wants to be smashing as well. So he's going to need something else to use. Now, some people are going to think, well, why don't you just use them? Because they're going to be too big and they're the same size as a kick drum. Snares are not the same size as a kick drum, neither are toms. Hi-hats and crashes, definitely not. So, what will an Ork quite happily just beat because it makes a sound? Turned over Space Marine thing? Is that a bit too big? Cut it in half, put it that way. Tank bits too big, you gotta chop them up too much. I mean, I'm not averse to using them for stage decoration, but I'm trying to, if I can, I want to try and keep it on the base. And with fact, I should glue him on as far back as I can get him, shouldn't I? And position that right there. So that's where he's gonna be. If I can just... Oh, is that the brightness one? Yeah, that's the brightness one. So if I bring this over here, I don't have a lot of room to work with, really. I don't want to use I don't want to use grots for the drum kit because I want to use grots as stagehands. Grots are going to be stagehands. So hopefully I'm going to try and use it out of just like Space Marine armor bits, Eldar helmets, Necron bits, possibly other Ork bits as well. No! There we go. We have our main drum. We have one of the main drums. He's just going to get to beat a Tech Marine in the head. There's not enough room. No, I'm going to have to put him on a bigger base, aren't I? Or I'm going to have to mount the kick drum more off the front. I'll mount the kick drum kind of to the edge of the base rather than on the base. Then it will give me a bit more room. So I'm going to have to glue this one on first, just so he stays put, and it'll make it a bit easier then to... So glue on onto there, and then kind of glue this on by the kick button. But I've got to get it lined up so his foot is... Obviously he's got a foot that's back, so I'm going to have to line it up so he's taking a swing to kick at the button. Make sure I get the squig the right way around. So kind of lined up there, and that'll give me a lot more room then at the back, just to get him going. Right. Find some way to glue that on there without it falling off. Come on, lads, you can do this. Think. Ah, shit. I've got to think. Help, panic. I suppose I could just try gluing it, couldn't I? Just glue it on and then add stuff round it later to help hold it in place. See, this is why Twisted is far better than me at bases. He would have used stuff to actually hold it in place in the first place, rather than just... Good point, where his arms are going to be. Now, we do want him with the raw arms, of course, because he's smashy. Where do we find those? Where on earth do we find the section that tells us how to get the guy waving around to... Basically, we want him, but with more of those arms. Definitely don't want to use that because I want to use that for a guitar. So yeah, we want him, essentially. At which part of the instructions he's at, I don't know. That's essentially building the leader, or variants of the leader. That's just putting the bodies together. And then you follow 2 and 3 all the way. What do you mean you followed 2 and 3? Brute. Oh, that's Brute Boss. Then you've got those, and then you have choose your variant build, which is either 5. In this case, we want blues, we want 5s. One, 2, 3. Where the bloody hell's the other one? Or it's all. Oh, it's pick your left hand, pick your right hand. So 36 is the axe that's waving around in the air, but I don't necessarily want the axe. Do I want the axe? Yeah, we'll go with the axe. So we want 36. Oh, hat was handy. Quite straight away. 36, right there. Snip. Army positions. That was a good call, actually, because, yeah, I might have ended up putting all these drums on and not be able to put the arms on. Good call. See, this is why I need people here. Can you imagine letting me loose doing this on my own? I'd just set fire to it in the end. See, that's a good chopper. There's nothing wrong with that as a chopper. I have actually found what I want as my hi-hat. No, not hi-hat, crash. Where's it gone? It's on here somewhere. There it is. I found one of those things that you get off like Land Raiders and stuff, and I want to paint it like Wally. I want him to be beating the crap out of Wally. Don't you roll, you son of an ark, actually. Funnily enough. You stay lined up there, please. Right, okay, so we've gone for 36 because it's the one that's waving around. On the other page, it's going to give us another arm. I'm figuring out how these instructions work for Age of Sigmar. So we've got to pick another arm now, and we want the other wavy around one, which looks to be the complicated one, which is 48 and 51. Yep. Of course we choose that. Or of course I choose that anyway. Found 48. There was a spear pointing right at it. And we have found 51, which was right next to it. That was good. Still using choppers, you see. And you can't use metal choppers. You've got, well, not full metal choppers, not proper choppers, otherwise you break your drum kit. You need your drum kit. So you use the old style choppers. The ones that, the ones that the beast snaggers use. And it means you can get into both camps as well. I'm going to have to try and do this while he's there. Wish me luck. Because the hand's still a bit wobbly as well. Son of a mushroom. Not swearing. Technically not lying either. Hold his arm in place. Funds and joys, funds and joys, funds and funds and funds and joys. Okay. Ooh, that might be a good arm for the bass. If I can play the bass somehow that way around. Nope, not that way around. That way around. I think I might have just found an arm to actually play in it. That's a big bass though, isn't it? Whew. Right, arms. I'm going to have to look for arms to be trying to play that thing. Well, let's trim it down a bit so it's a bit more playable, shall we, first of all? So, get rid of that. That one hit me. So that one didn't go dinging across the room. Close my eyes just in case. Should be wearing goggles. Ah! That worked. I think it hit something metal though. Shh! Don't tell Sparkles. She's just over there. Right, now I need something to cover it. Grenades! Grenades should cover it. Because why not? It's not like it's a flamer at that end. Or it could have... actually, come to think of it, I could have that very nice piece of little Necron tech over the top there. Just because, well, they've been looting. I'm going to go with the Necron tech. That looked quite good. Nice, actually. It was a reasonably snug fit. So, glue on the hole that I've got to cover. And then cover it with the thing that I need to cover it with. See? And this is how we kit bash. We make things go together that shouldn't. Then we try and make them look cool as fuck. Right, so that's going to be his bass, hopefully. And then he's got his drum kit going. I know what I'm doing with the microphone guy, I think. See, I'm limited to what I can do with these projects at the moment, so I'm trying to string it out for a couple of weeks as well, because I need the other stuff to arrive. Just so I've got proper scalings and things. So are these guys supposed to get shoulder pads at some point? Yes, they are. They're supposed to get shoulder pads at some point. Is it the same ones for 5 and 6? 13? Yeah, the same ones. So pick whichever shoulder pads I want. They come in pairs 13. No, actually they don't. They just come with lefts and rights. So which one have I got on here? I have 39 and 40. Right, okay, you're going on... There's not much bloody difference. You're going on the drummer. Just because he stood up. And he's got arms as well. Does help that he's got arms. Glue in the little runny hole thing. And that makes me think that there's going to be something this... slots onto. There we go. And that's 39 and that's 40. I'm going to have to go looking through lots and lots of 40 bits to try and 40k these up a bit. I mean, the bass is helping and so is just so will the drum kit, but a lot of the... I don't know actually, no. It's basically, it's all part of the act. It's all part of the performance. You know, why is his arm not in properly, and why can't I now just drop? Oh shit! Drop the book that I'm writing things down in. Why is that not going on? Why are you not going on? Oh, that's close enough. That'll do. So I've got to put you a bit further over, no? No, it is close enough, it will suffice. And now I have plenty of room behind the drum kit to get some of the other things up and around. Oh no, I can make that the main drum. And then I can put things off it. So almost like you've got a kettle drum in front of him as opposed to a traditional drum. And why does it work? Because he's an orc and he believes it does. That way I can put the little Wally robot on one side and then find something else for the other. A Space Marine maybe? You kind of just trim it off and have him beating the hell out of both parts and then have the Wally one coming off here. Have it the other way around so there's more room for the Wally head at an angle there. Ooh. Oh, you're getting a game. Oh, you're getting a game. You are so lucky. So yeah, I'm going to trim down the Necrony stuff and that's going to become the rest of the drum kit on top of the... or at least a good chunk of the drum kit. On top of the... So I need to move this on and at a way that it's reasonably well angled. Because although he's ready to kick the kick drum, he's got to be in the right position to actually smash the smashy bit. Right, now then, do we want him to be holding it further up and playing the bass bit down here, or do we want him to hold it further down here and to be... I don't know. I think we want him to hold it further up, so we kind of want his right arm to be holding something. Trying to find a right arm. And then a hand. See, I found a right arm that I think would fit at the position that I roughly need it to be. I just need to find a hand that looks like it's gripping. Unless all the hands that are gripping are on these things. How many of those have I actually got? No, we can make this work. See, I want this for the microphone stand, for the microphone. And then I can use the rest of this for something else. So if we can get a clean enough, I should probably use a knife or a saw for this. But we can get a clean enough cut to make it look like it could be a handle. And how far up does that put his arm? And then we can have that holding the base, but I need to position his other arm. So I need to find the arm that's strumming now, which I did spot a moment ago. So that shouldn't be too difficult. Then I can put that in, I can put the guitar in, and then I can work it from there. We is getting there, people. We is getting there. Slowly but surely. Where's it gone? There it is. Oh no, that's not. I don't think that is that going to come over far enough. It might do. Son of a... So, if we get him somewhat like this... You play 3 to 6 games a month. That means you try to play at least once a week. That's just ludicrous. Ludicrous, I say. You must get a game in once a week. I'm struggling to think about whether or not I'm going to be able to go to Element Games for the first time ever, just to see what it's like. Ah, son of a fungus. Might try and go on Saturday if possible. No guaranteeing, no people. So if you're thinking, "Oh, I've been willing to go down there," Laz is going. I can. Please don't think that it's a guarantee from me, because I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to try to if I can. It's only a couple of bus rides away, so it's not a great deal. So I've just got to get that right, essentially. Now, is that a bass player? I'm going to have to give it a strap, aren't I? Or can I get his arm a little bit further down and maybe cut some more off? But he's going to have to come in at an angle. He's going to have to come in so quite high. He's going to have to. Obviously, he keeps it away from himself because last time, well, one of the times he burnt his leg off. Oh, sorry, cut his leg off. So he's now got handles and other stuff. Now he's customised his bass guitar. So glue that piece in. I'm going to have to do a bit more customisation on the guitar though. So I've got ideas. I just need to get the rest of the components so I can start doing other stuff. So I know if things fit properly and whether or not they're going to look good. Let's put them to the side for now. And let's pull this back out. And the reason I'm pulling this back out is because I need to see how far over the drummer's coming. And he's coming quite far forward. So if he's going to be... I'm looking really to take up half the thing there. And then the speakers potentially there and the graphics back there. And I don't know if that's going to be possible with the kit that I'm guessing. And then I can build more of an actual stage up there and have a what looks to be the startings of a dance floor mosh pitty thing out at the end. That is quite lucky, Fargrim, because mine did for a while and then they all stopped apart from Calm, and I've not played a game against Calm for a while because he has a dog and lots of children. It's difficult to set up in his house, and it also means that I've got to lug a lot of stuff around because I've got the tables, I've got the scenery, I've got all that. So if I'm taking it to his house, it means I've got to take it all, and I don't drive. So it is a bit of a difficult thing, and I can't really set up in my house because it's not big enough, really. Which is a shame, because if I had one room that was big enough and able to do it, I would play a lot more if I could, even if it was just other people. It's just space. I mean, Sparkles owes me about 4 or 5 games. So as soon as I get the space, she's getting bombarded with every army I've got and any combination that I've wanted to play in the past. Okay, so I've got a rough idea of how I'm going about this now. A rough idea. So we have the drummer quite well started, I believe, with his kick drum and what is going to be the base for his drum kit. The singer was always the singer in Fat Boss Warfass. I've just got to give him a microphone, which he will be holding upside down because it's going to be that huge club and possibly even having a wire coming out of it and things. And we have started on at least one of the guitarists that I'm thinking is going to be the bassist, because I want him to be using this, really. So he's going to have to find a way to get it in at the right angle, and yeah. But at the moment everything's all wobbly and wibbly, so it's not sticking. I'm just going to run a bit more glue in there and push it and hold it in to get his arm back into the position I had it in earlier, because it had slipped. And then I believe I'm going to call it a night, because I have had a stressful day. I went to therapy today, and I don't mean the good therapy, which is the band that does nice rock music. I mean the people you talk to, and I never come back good from there. So yeah. But we have a nice start to the band. We have 3 band members out of 4. Awesome. That is an excellent idea. We have a start to a couple of the actual instruments. And then we have an idea of what we're going to do and build up on, and how we're going to use the Sky Shield landing pad. And it's pretty much going to be half of the landing pad, and it's going to be the stage. Gotta work that way, I think. Yeah, that you've left all your stuff at his house. Oh, he is a good friend, mate. He is a good friend. Keep hold of him. Yeah, he lets you store your stuff at his house, so you don't have to drag it all back home. No, I have to. When we finish, I have to pack it all up and I have to phone a taxi and have to get it all back in the taxi and bring it all back home. So it's everything comes back with me. So I try to travel as minimal as possible, but taking an entire gaming table's worth of scenery and the table itself, it's not easy. It's not easy. So this is going to be it for tonight. I'm we have a plan. We know where we're going where we're going forward now. We've just got to wait till, fingers crossed, what, another week, maybe 8 days, so maybe not next week, but the week after. Hopefully we'll have soldering to do. Oh dear God, I didn't even think about that. I'm going to have to solder this stuff together. I'm going to have to put all the stuff on the circuit board, which may mean I need wires to extend. Oh dear God. I'm going to need a pack of multicoloured wires. I've got a feeling I'm going to need a pack of multicoloured wires just so I can make things reach to the circuit board. This is not going to be fun. This is going to really push me to what I can do just in general. But we get to have that fun when it happens. For tonight, as I said, I'm going to call it a night here because I've mentally exhausted myself today, essentially. Please, everybody, take care. If you've been Fargrim, thank you for coming in. Buzzard, and Ali, Kirsty, whoever's still here as well. Francois, Northern. I don't know who else has been in. Whoever else has been watching on the portrait mode as well as on the horizontal mode. Thank you, everybody, for coming. If you're new here and I've earned your at least interest, feel free to hit the subscribe thing, like button, comments afterwards if you wish, and I will see you all